welcome to the New York City Master Chorale's Gala Together Again. We're so glad to have you with us here digitally, and we welcome you to our event this evening. My name is Sarah Yud. I am the chair of the Board of Trustees of the New York City Master Chorale. And again, we're thrilled to have you with us and thrilled to share some of what we've been working on this year. As you know, we returned to our first in-person season since the COVID-19 pandemic began, and it was wonderful and also incredibly challenging to put together a season in the middle of a global pandemic. We have had a lot of change as an organization, including bringing on a new artistic director, David Recca, bringing on a new rehearsal pianist, bringing on a new operations associate, and figuring out how to have performances during, a global pandemic. We did this gala online last year, and it was such a wonderful way to connect with our larger community. And although, of course, we've had in-person performances this season, we wanted to share that with you because it was so wonderful last year getting to hear and see so many of you. So we have put together an evening tonight that is both recordings of some of our performances from this season and also pieces from some of our membership. So we're excited to share that with you. Thank you for being here and enjoy the show.
Hello, my name is David Recca, and I'm the Artistic Director of the New York City Master Chorale. I think my favorite moment of my first season with Nick Mick was surely that first concert, walking out and seeing an absolutely packed house. We had that challenge of having to cancel our concert in December, and all that music was worked on for weeks and weeks, and to actually get a chance to share it, and the energy and vitality in the room, I'll just never forget that moment.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that performance. We have so many other performances for you this evening, and I'm thrilled you'll get to see them. Of course, this gala this evening is also a fundraiser, and I do hope that you will support the New York City Master Chorale with a donation. This year, we've had many unexpected expenses, things like providing COVID testing before our concerts, hiring an orchestra. Of course, we were thrilled to continue our partnership with the Manhattan School of Music to do that, but purchasing PPE for rehearsals, and all of the things that come with coming back from 2 years of essentially no performances. Your contributions go to help those expenses, of course, but they also help us do other work as well, including our sliding scale tickets, which we started as a pilot this year and will hopefully be continuing. And that provides access for people to come to our concerts who maybe wouldn't be able to otherwise. Thank you again for your donation. Please go to nycmasterchorale.org to make one, and we appreciate your support.
Belle nuit, ennui d'amour, sorrisano si fraise, nuit plus douce que le jour, oh belle nuit d'amour. Le temps fuit sans retour, amor de la tendresse, loin de cette heureuse jour, le temps fuit sans retour.
think I love choral music in particular because it has a text most often. It's, any piece of music you get to look at the history, when the composer lived, what were the political and philosophical and poetic things going on at the time. But with vocal music and choral music, you get to explore a text. How does the text fit in with sort of a dramatic period or poetic period? How does that interpretation interact with the composition itself? So there are so many factors to deal with. It's not just the notes and rhythms, but it's that human component, that expressive quality to choral music that I find most appealing. I've worked with a number of choirs before, and I think what sets NYCMC apart is its ability to be open with the audience. We spend so much time working on notes and rhythms and even dynamics expression, but when you ask certain groups to be vulnerable in front of an audience and get into the text, often people will shy away. But I've been very impressed with this group that they've been generous with not just me, but the audience each time we performed.
Hi, everybody. My name is Julie Heller. I just completed my second 2-year term as the president of the New York City Master Chorale, and it's a role that I'm extremely proud to have had and to have served this wonderful organization multiple times. So let me tell you a little bit about my experience as a member of NYCMC. I joined in 2010, and so I've been a member for 12 years, and I would say that the last couple of years have been incredibly challenging and so rewarding, both musically and personally. I have wonderful friends that I've made through this choir, some of whom I consider my closest friends, and I would say that being part of this group has enriched my life in ways I never could have imagined when I first auditioned back in 2010, after not singing in any organized group for more than 25 years. So thank you, NYCMC, for giving me so much joy.
Hi, so I am Craig Chu. I'm the current president of the New York City Master Chorale. I've been a member of the choir for about 10 years. And I would say the community of the chorus, to me, is just this really great way to sort of connect to the community of New York. We have such a great cross-section, I think, of different people with different occupations and different backgrounds, a lot of geographic diversity. You know, we've had, I think, Europeans who were visiting New York for a year or two as part of a spouse's postdoc who, you know, wanted to join a choir and meet some locals. And really having that ability to meet people from all walks of life has been a really great experience. The community of the choirs has been really, really great. And within any choir, there's such a diversity of, you know, everything, of viewpoint and personality. But when things are important, we really pull together. I know that, you know, it's a tradition in our choir that any major event, positive or negative, we send, you know, used to be a physical card, it became a virtual card over the course of the pandemic. And have heard from a lot of people that that's actually a really deeply meaningful, because at times when all of these, you know, other things are happening, you know, they get this card with 50, 60, 70 names at the bottom, and they remember that this is a group of people that they belong to. Singing chorally has some sort of effect, and I'm not quite a scientist enough to have read the papers of what it does, but there's documented psychological effects in terms of singing in a chorus, because something psychological happens when we become part of something that is greater than the sum of its parts. And I know, you know, during the pandemic, the first time we used some technology to sing live, even over the internet, you know, I got a little teary-eyed. Just that act of creating is something that's so warm and great that I just never want to lose it.
I'm Skip Teal. I'm the vice chair of the board, New York City Master Chorale. I've been in the chorale for 13, 14 years, been on the board for a good part of that. Choral music, I think, is one of the most magical things that we have on earth. Just that sense of creating that one sound out of a group of 30, 40, 50, 60 people. I still don't know how it works, but somehow we make it work. So just to have the chance to do that week in, week out, certainly in performances, we've done big venues, we've done little venues. We've traveled around a little bit, and every moment of it has been just incredibly special. And I'm never leaving. So it's one of my favorite places to be, and I think it will always be.
well, don't hesitate. You've got nothing to lose by trying. Even during auditions, I like to think that we're very welcoming, and I used to help out with the auditions sometimes, and it was I don't want to say nice, but everybody's always a little nervous before their audition, and it's really nice to see when that nervousness sort of goes away after a few minutes of the audition, realizing, oh no, this is going to be a constructive group. Even if I mess something up, it's not going to be the sort of environment where people are just upset at me for messing up. It's just going to be another chance to get it right the next time. It's a great community for anybody who's looking to join us. There's going to be something for everyone, no matter what your musical background is or how much involvement you're looking to have.
So for those of you out there who are considering auditioning for the New York City Master Chorale, number one, please do. Auditions aren't that scary. That's a lie. They're scary. But, it's really not that terrifying, and you will find a home here. You will find friends. You will find people to do things with in New York City, and it's just a wonderful place to spend your free time.
For anybody auditioning for the New York City Master Chorale, just know that you'd be entering a real family. It's a community. I see people with long-standing relationships, but also new people are folded in with ease. I know that rehearsal is a time for exploration, musical growth, and I think that's something we're all committed to, that we're all improving and growing as musicians, as people, as members of New York City. It's a wonderful organization.
It's a great mix of high caliber music making with high caliber social gathering and socializing. I think sometimes it's hard to find that mix. You have groups that are very hardcore, very, let's perform, rehearse. We do that too, but we also find opportunities to laugh together and to connect and to find opportunities outside of rehearsal, to go on trips together, to have picnics in the park together, and to really enjoy each other as people as much as singers.
Shh, she's coming to the phone. Hello, Marie. I don't know if you remember me, but
if she remembers, then we're dead. He's gonna get the axe from her. What do you say to seeing a picture? I passed. How does the combination of Johnny Mac Brown and Bessie Love hit ya right between the eyes? Well?
She says I got one hell of a nerve calling her at 7 o'clock on a Saturday night. She says, naturally, I already have a date.
That's a big fat liar. No self-respecting broad's gonna admit she doesn't have a date on a Saturday night. They'd rather die first. They have my permission.
Like a 1,000,000-watt electric light, it shines up the city as it climbs. And I gotta spend another Saturday night at home with the Sunday Times.
Moonlight and Flatbush Avenue, that's what I call a lovely view.
Saturday night alone.
Who needs a view on a Saturday night alone? If it's a Saturday night and you are single, you sit with the paper and fight the urge to mingle.
And home is a place where you gotta go back alone. Home is a place where the future looks black alone.
I like the Sunday Times, alright, but not in bed.
Alive and alone on a Saturday night is dead.
Here's a revival of Ben-Hur, goes on a 9:15 at the Cushman. So when I got my mind on sex, who gives a damn of Francis X. Bushman?
The moon's like an overloaded moxie sign. It shines and it's friendly and bright. I got my buddies and my buddies are fine, but not on a Saturday night.
Johnny Mac Brown and Bessie
Love, 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 love. So what do you do on a Saturday night?
On a Saturday night.
What do you do on a Saturday night?
On a Saturday night. Saturday night.
And you are single.
You sit by the river and fight the urge to mingle.
And home is a place where you gotta go
Place
back.
where you gotta go back.
Home is a place where you gotta go back. Where the future goes black. The future goes black.
Home is a place where things will be different every other night instead.
But we're on a roll on a Saturday night, with no one to phone on a Saturday night. And when you're alone on a Saturday night, you might as well be dead.
I think for next season, I'm most excited about exploring Latin American choral music. We've decided to dedicate an entire season to this body of repertoire that is often neglected and ignored, and it's vast, very exciting too. And when I see a vast ocean of stuff I don't know about, I just want to jump in. We'll be doing pieces by composers from Cuba, Mexico, Venezuela, Argentina, and others, and I'm excited to learn more and grow together in this repertoire. So JJ, I'd just like to welcome you and say hi, and thank you so much for singing with us this last few concert cycles. Having you in the tenor section has been spectacular as a choral scholar.
Thank you. No, I appreciate a lot the offer. Singing in Master Chorale for me has been an amazing experience. It's not just like the great music, the great direction. It's also the kindness of the people that is in the group. I always felt welcome since the first moment I went into the room. So I've been like grateful, just grateful.
That's so great to hear. This is my first year too, and I felt equally welcome. I'm thrilled to be able to announce that you will be our assistant conductor starting in the fall. So congratulations.
Yeah, I am very, very excited. I'm going to start for the first time in New York City as conducting something, an assistant conductor. So I'm very, very excited about it. Quite nervous, to be honest.
Oh,
But
that'd be great. We're grateful to have your expertise because it's fortuitous and a coincidence that it aligns with our plans for next season. We hope to do all our concerts next season featuring music of Latin American composers. So,
oh yeah, I'm so excited. And it was such a coincidence because I remember that when we first met, you were saying that you were going to do this concert with Latin American music. And I said, oh, like
it was
I
out of the blue. I couldn't believe it. We're so lucky to have like everything from your experience of the repertoire, diction help, and style points. I mean, we'll be using all of your expertise to great effect next season.
Yeah.
So we're so grateful.
Even I was like, oh, this is going to be such an advantage for me.
And us too. I really think we're thrilled. Some pieces that are coming up, which I think I'm particularly excited about. Martin Palmieri, Tango Mass.
Yeah, such a masterpiece. To be honest, I've never sung tango music. Of course, I have heard a lot of tango in my life, but when I first heard it, I said this is a masterpiece. And sadly, it's not as performed as it should, like most Latin American music. So the fact that an American group is singing this kind of music is just special. As a Latin American musician, for me, it has always been, I don't want to say weird, so the word would be, I cannot find the word, but it's just, I mean, I cannot explain why we have to learn all the Western music, and since I grew up with Latin American music, I developed a love for Latin American, for popular Latin American music, all kinds of style, all kinds of rhythms. But I quickly learned that music, it was like Latin American music for Latin American people. And I, as a classical musician, would be always learning Western music, which is fine. I love it too. But I always felt that it was unfair that we didn't have the opportunity to share it with the world, because it's so great and it's so fun and it's so different. Just the feeling. I cannot explain how. For example, when you listen to something from Europe, it's like you are floating, and it can move you to tears. But with Latin American music, it goes like to your heart immediately. It's not that like you are imagining something. It's just like it goes immediately there. Especially with, and of course there is always like this kind of dance-like rhythms.
For Latin American composers, I mean, what extent do you feel dance rhythms, folk melodies, even sort of a national character plays into the music? Do you feel like there's an expectation that it includes those elements, or are people willing to have other sources outside of Latin America or their own country? What's been your experience?
In my experience, I've seen that lately, composers want to include the popular music more into their compositions. They want their own country's rhythms to be part of their identity as composers. Previous composers, last century, and especially 2 centuries ago, they would follow the Western rules and styles. So sometimes
the standard,
yeah,
right?
the standard. And that's why you can see like Sumaya, which is a Mexican composer, 1700s. He would sound perfectly baroque. And his music is amazing, and in many ways he's crazier and wider, and he sometimes you never know what to expect, but the style is there. One of the reasons why I'm a musician is because I think you can just communicate what you have to say without words. With choir, you say the words, but you touch even deeper just because of the music. And yeah, I don't even remember the question, to be honest.
I've heard so much more than my question even. I don't think that is too.
So I just start speaking and I forget.
I see the passion and for this repertoire in your heart, and I know that will catch fire in NYCMC, and we approach this with excitement and humility and sort of an openness, and I think I can't wait to explore that with you next season.
Yeah, I'm very excited and I'm very grateful and thankful to you for the opportunity and to Master Chorale for the kindness.
It ain't always easy getting through to you. Complicating, overthinking every move. I like to think you know the things here in my mind. But here we are, I can't seem to get this right. I don't know how to do it, I get so close to you but then you look at me like I'm not there. I'm always thinking about you, wanna learn how to love you. Keeping me in the dark, it just ain't fair. I wanna know about it, if you wanna talk about it, I'll be waiting for you to take me there. So won't you tell me what you wanna do? Cause baby, it don't matter to me, even if you say that you're alone. Oh, even if you wanna let it go, don't keep it to yourself. I wanna make you feel alright. If you've been running out of love, running out of love.
Every morning I wake up and you're not there. But you know I'm always thinking about you, yeah. Cause I like to think you know the way I feel about you deep inside. But here we are, and I just want to make things right. I don't know how to do it, but now we're going through it, making you feel like we'd be going nowhere. I'm always thinking about the time we'd be spending together. I guess right now I need you more than ever. So tell me all about it. I need to know about it. I need to if we're gonna go somewhere. So won't you tell me what you're going through? Cause baby, it don't matter to me,
Even if you say that you're alone. Oh,
even if you say that you're alone.
even if you wanna let
Even
it
if you wanna let it
go,
don't let it go.
keep it to yourself. I wanna make you feel alright. If you've been running out of love, running out of love.
Sorry I can't always be around you.
I'm sorry if you think I don't care, cause I don't wanna leave you feeling lonely.
I've been running out
I'm
of
sorry I
love.
can't always be around you.
I'm sorry if you think I don't care, cause you will always be my one and only.
I've been running out I'm sorry I can't always be around you.
I'm sorry if you think I don't care. I don't wanna leave you feeling lonely.
I've been running out of
Sorry I
love.
can't always be around you.
Sorry if you think I don't care, cause you will always be my one and only.
I've been running out of love.
Running out of love.
Oh, hello, it's me again, back to remind you that this virtual gala is a fundraiser, and that means we need your donations. Please visit nycmasterchorale.org/donate to empower our work for the next season and beyond.
Oh wait, sorry. Start again. You were too fast.
I'm just kidding.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear David.
always has been. I think, right there in our mission statement is, connecting with people through choral music. I think schools are the perfect place to bring what we do to the community. I think that's where the young minds are. That's where that sense of wide-eyed wonder and sense of discovery and of exploration and of joy and of that real sense of possibility. So, yeah, I think it's that perfect place to plant a seed of music, of appreciation and love of music. I think, again, especially in this day and age when so many schools are struggling to fund musical programs and to provide those opportunities for kids, it's a wonderful opportunity to do that. And I think as an organization too, we're sort of, in a sense, going back to school. We're always looking for ways to grow ourselves. Music as an art form is constantly evolving, and our interpretation of music is constantly evolving. So to have an opportunity to go into schools and to learn a little bit about how they experience music and how they experience art and choral music in general, I think is a great opportunity for us to grow, as well as to bring something into schools as well. Yeah, I think another piece of this, at least in bringing ourselves into the community and giving kids access and an opportunity to see all the different possibilities of what we do and of choral music in general, I think potentially opening them up to different avenues of performing, of that you don't have to be a professional, you don't have to be making millions of dollars, you don't have to be on TV to perform, to sing. You can get together with your friends and sing a song and write something and do a dance or perform. You can, and again, what we do is with a larger group, but I think, again, there's so many opportunities to make music and to create art and to create culture, and it's not only about what the pros do. It can be about what the community can do together, and that's a huge part of what we hope to bring to schools as well. I think certainly during the pandemic we've had to scale back our operations quite a bit, but I think it's provided an opportunity for us really to reflect on and to really take a look at ourselves and to imagine, to sort of do a lot of soul searching and figure out what is really important to us as an organization. And I think thinking about it less about bringing something to a community or giving something to a disadvantaged area that needs it, and more about connection, about engagement, about sharing and finding that common ground and learning from each other. I think that's going to be, I think that has changed in our conception of what our outreach program could look like. It's more about finding those partners and about finding those opportunities to share and to learn from each other and to grow as an organization ourselves, as much as bringing something to a community that needs it. We hope to start in the fall with one or two schools. I think that to this point, we've relied pretty heavily on some very generous foundation gifts, as well as some government grants to fund things like staffing and travel expenses and musical scores. But we also rely pretty heavily on personal contributions, and we continue to benefit from the generosity of our donors. And we're going to have to continue to do that in order to make this program get to the place that it can be, that it could be, and that we hope to start that in the fall.
I think to the members of New York City Master Chorale, I'd like to offer just a huge thank you. You've made my first year enjoyable, wonderful, challenging. I've learned so much, and you've been generous and kind and offered your friendship and musicianship. I really couldn't have asked for a better first year in this role.
Are you all ready? Yeah. All the money that e'er I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night, and joy be with you all. All the comrades that e'er I've had are sorry for my going away. And all the sweethearts that e'er I've had would wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and I'll softly call. Good night, and joy be with you all. Good night, and joy be with you all.
The virtual gala is really interesting because New York, as a city of so many transplants, just has people from so many places. And you know, I've even gotten messages on social media from former members who now live in Wales and originally were from Germany, and two from Germany, I think. But you know, the point is that it opens up this access to everyone who's interested in seeing us. And it sort of reinforces the idea that we're not just about, you know, standing on a stage and singing this, you know, classical piece that was written 300 years ago, but that we're actually about bringing sort of the energy of our group and the energy of New York City together for the most people possible.